there's another level. I never will forget years ago, I went to a yacht show and I met an Asian man, and we were small talking. He said, yeah, I'm here to buy another yacht. I said, another yacht? He said, yeah, I got two, and both of them are just too big. I got one that's maybe 200 feet, and I got another one that's 100 some odd feet long. He said, it's just a headache maneuvering it here, and you can't go here, you can't go there. So I'm here to buy one of these guys about 30, 40 feet, because I like to do some little stuff. So I spent $1 million a day to buy a little. I'm like, okay, I just have to take this in. So you're here to buy your third yacht, and you just need a small one because the big ones you got are too big. That's correct. So it just exposes you to another level. Well, I am going to be using throughout this series some stories like that, some inspirational things like that, just to expand your thinking, expand your mind. I don't want you to think that you need to be going for this big yacht. I'm going for a big yacht. I'm just showing you, I'm trying to show you in your mind that sometimes you see yourself as there. You see yourself as at the top. And if you actually, began to measure yourself by a more national standard or an international standard, you will understand there's another level. There's another level. It's like I've seen some athletes, they can shoot ball pretty good, really good. And they want to try out for the NBA. So they think they could walk on and try out for the NBA. And one practice in the D League, not the real league, the upcoming league. This is where they pick a couple of players, but they put them in the training league, and you can't even keep up with the guys in the training league who run full speed 122 times up and down, they full speed. Your lungs will fall out. You'll faint. You can't do that. I know we just watch it on TV and it's no big deal, but your lungs will fall out. You can't run like these guys run. These are world-class athletes, and they have trained and conditioned themselves. That's why when a player is injured, it takes a while to get him back to game speed. He's in the game. He's in a little bit, out a little bit. Why? Because from the second you in, you got to be conditioned to run full speed up, full speed down, full speed up, and be able to execute your craft. Even though you're running full speed, you can stop and hit your shot. That is the beauty of professional sports. When you see these athletes, I never will forget, had a big old house there in Cleveland, had a basketball court in the backyard, and I had some professional NBA, NFL players at the house. And we went out, we shooting basketball, and these guys are tall, they big, muscular, athletic guys. And, let's play a little ball. We out playing ball because I got a little game. I got something. These guys start running up and down the court and jumping, and I immediately knew I was 5 or 6 levels out of my league. That no, you cannot compete with these people on their level. You got to understand that there are other levels. There are levels of spirituality. There are levels of not just financial success, but there's levels of health. There's levels that you can take your friendships, your relationships to. There's levels that you can take your partnerships to. There's levels that I'm believing God we're going to take our ministry to. But here is our lesson today. You got to prepare. You got to train your mind. Today's lesson, this introductory lesson, is all about getting ready. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to preach and teach to you about, but I want to get you ready, all right? Let me put my gloves on. Let me at least put one glove on. I can start talking to y'all, about fighting to get to the next level. If anybody ready, put in there, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Put it in there, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Anybody ready? Anybody ready? Anybody ready to go to the next level? Are you ready? I'm sitting here running this morning, thinking I'm doing something, and got to the real runners. Came up on the real runners, dude. Doing 26 miles. Flying. Amazing. Amazing. All right. Fight training. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into this now. as we go forward, one of the things that you need, if this teaching, if this preaching, if this ministry is going to really impact you, as you know, I'm called to preach the gospel. But part of my mission and my assignment is to help you maximize your potential. I'm going into that assignment now. Okay, I can preach the gospel of Jesus Christ, but right now I'm going into my mentoring. I'm going into my coaching. I'm going into my inspirational teaching where I'm going to help you maximize your potential. Show the book, Lisa. Show the book. That's what they need. Get the book. Download the book. Buy the book. Get the book as soon as you can. Show them the book. Show them where to get the book. Fighting to get to the next level. Fighting to get to, put the book up. Come on now. My God, you got to fight to get to the next level. All right. For those of you all that are tuned in, for those of you all that are zoned in, here's the first thing you need to do. You got to determine, what are you fighting for? Okay. What is your goal? I've identified some goals in my life. Financial goals. I have identified these goals. There's some goals with my health. I have identified my health goals. Absolutely. My ministry goals. I have identified my ministry goals. I understand where I'm at in ministry. And I'm not afraid to do something new. I'm not afraid to do what God has called me to do. After all these years of walking with God, He's always provided for me. He's always protected me. He's always enabled me to do what He's told me to do. So at this stage, I have no fear to do what He's told me to do. I know I'm called to pastor pastors. So I'm giving my life and my time to that. I know I'm called, amen to God, to reach the nation. I know I'm called to write books. I know I'm called to inspire others to reach their maximum potential. I know I'm called to train leaders. I know I have a bullseye in ministry. I have a bullseye in my finances. I have a bullseye in my health, in my personal relationships. I have a bullseye. What are you fighting for? You need to determine that. Sometimes I don't need you to peel off an answer right now. I'm fighting for my family. I don't need you to do that. I need you to sit down and think about it. If you want to go on this journey and really apply it to something specific, then that thing needs to be identified. Otherwise, you're in a general zone. I think that's good. That's fine. This teaching and preaching will help you. But if you identify something specific, my health, my debt, education, or I want to achieve this goal, I want to pay off this, I want to buy a home, whatever that is. If you can identify that, this teaching will help you better. The second thing is, what have you learned from previous fights? Now, you can't even answer that. You can't even answer that if you've never been in a fight. If you never had a goal. If you never went after something. If you never saw something that you desired and buckled down and got it done, accomplished it. You fought for it. Your marriage. Fought for your health. Fought for a job. Fought for your education. Fought for a graduation, fought for a level of excellence, fought for a level of knowledge, to become an expert in accounting, in administration, in teaching, in serving, in the area of your occupation, to become the best. The gunman becomes a sharpshooter. The hand-to-hand combat man goes from karate to taekwondo to other forms of martial arts and boxing, kickboxing. Why? Because he is becoming a master. My God. What are you fighting for? Number one. Number two, what have you learned from your previous fights? And here's the next one. Are you ready to commit to what it will take to win? Now that's the one that's really going to help me help you. Help me help you. Okay, I'm going to give you some truths on today. I'm going to give you a little bit. But if you really want to get to the next level, you got to determine, are you all in on that goal? Are you willing to do what it will take to get to the next level. I have a friend, had a stroke. He's golfing. He is a golfer and he's very active, but he had a stroke and he's in recovery and he's fighting to get back. And initially he was fighting to sit up, and then he was fighting to stand, and then he was fighting to walk, and now he's walking, and now he's fighting to walk without his cane. And then he'll be fighting to run. He wants to jump. He wants to play golf again. But he said every level, it's a fight. It's a fight. Training, training, training. They suggested he do 2 hours, and he's doing 5 and 6 hours a day. Training, rehabilitation, strength training, mental training, reading, controlling his muscles again, gaining control. It's a fight. Are you willing to pay the price to get to the level that you have determined? All right. What do I need to do? Somebody type it in. Understand your opponent. I'm going to come back to this stuff. I'm going to give you a little outline here, but let me get to my conclusion on this morning. We go from glory to glory. You got to understand your opponent. What is it? Is it health? Is it finances? Is it your relationship? Is it a job? Is it education? All right, I'm about to put on my second glove, Lisa. I'm coming around here. Understand your opponent. Okay? And then you got to get into your training and your conditioning. You know, I know a boxer. I know several boxers. And I talked to a boxer. And he told me that when he signed up to learn boxing, that it took him 3 months to learn how to throw a punch. I said, come on, man. He said, yeah, it takes you about 3 months to learn how to throw a punch. You know, I'm just throwing my hands out, right? I'm throwing my hands out. He said, yeah, you don't know how to punch. Most people don't know how to punch. He said that it took me 3 months. I said, 3 months? He said, yeah, you build a punch. He said that when a person learns how to punch, a punch impacts like a whip. If a person has got a whip, like they whip the slaves, right? They have a whip and they throw the whip snaps at the end. Pow! You snap it, pow! And he said, if you throw the punch right, the punch starts in your feet. It starts in your feet. It comes all the way up your waist and your hip, and then you throw in, and you snap it right at the apex. It snaps, bow, and it looks like it's just going out, but it snaps, bow, right at the top. So it looks like it's just a little bump, but no, a person that knows how to throw a punch, it'll snap at its apex. And when they hit their target, bow, it has the power. It might look like it's just going, but if it's been thrown properly from the foundation, you hitting him with all 172 pounds of me. That's what I got, right? Well, you know, just your fist, your arm, there's only 15 pounds right here. So how do I hit him with 172 pounds? You have to learn how to do that, and you have to bring your body into harmony. So, you know, that's why the guys are bouncing and dancing and moving around, because they're getting their body in harmony. So when they throw it, that punch comes all the way up and it snaps like a whip. Bah!